It is that time of year once again where we all take a moment to pause, look back on some of the lessons learned over the last 12 months, and put big plans in place as we charge into a new year. I've been sitting down with leaders from across the industry to see what they learned in 2025 and how they're going to step into 2026 a little bit differently. Today, I'm chatting with Matt Dickson. Let's hear what he had to say.
Matt Dickson. We're a couple different hats for Eclipse Telecom. I'm our Chief Operating Officer, but I also head up our AI and CX practice. Have you heard the term clinker? Well, this is the AI backlash, right? So this word finished in the top 5 or 10 for several of the word of the year, for the Oxford Dictionary, et cetera, et cetera. This is a pejorative used to reference AI bots or virtual assistants. The reality here is people are getting, I'll say, a little fed up. I'll give you some, again, macro trends here to really bring that home for your audience. So we're not just talking about it in a one-off type of way. I saw some reports here recently that really had some compelling data. I guess compelling or maybe scary, depending on what your role is within the ecosystem. But Qualtrics did a report that said 1 in 5 consumers said they felt they received zero benefit from AI when it's used in customer service. Same report said AI fails at a 4 times higher rate than non-AI led interactions. Our friends over at Gartner have been busy too. Here's a scary one. 64% of consumers would outright prefer to work with companies that don't use AI for customer service at all. And 60% of consumers worry that AI is being used as a gatekeeper, that its sole purpose is to make it harder to talk to a live person. So the reality is, what do you do about it, right? It's a scary problem to talk about. We all know we want to be using AI more impactfully or more effectively in our customer experience, our customer journey. So the question becomes, I think, to your point, what are you going to do, right? You've learned the lesson. How does it shift your thinking in 2026? I'm going to kind of call back to something that I've been talking about a while here at my time at Eclipse. And I think I wrote the original kind of article 2 or 3 years ago. And you and I think, have discussed it before. We call it the 7 deadly sins of AI and automation. Here's the first piece of advice I have for people in 2026. And it's the same thing we counsel our customers to do. Think about assistance before automation. How do you make each agent better? You are going to get a ton of the value of fully automating through AI, but none of the backlash. So how do we make our humans superhuman? That's where I think people should be starting with AI. Unfortunately, they're not. They're starting from the perspective of replacement of humans, and I think that's a mistake. We have to invite people into using AI, make it an optional experience, but make it a better experience. People will choose automated systems if you make them superior to things like waiting on hold or waiting for an agent to retrieve information from disparate systems. There is a very clear way to do that while they're engaged in a human interaction. I think the way we're chasing AI today is much like historically we used to chase, let's lower our handle time. Why? What does that serve? Well, we're going to do it cheaper. Okay, how does that serve the customer? And that's been our approach to AI, right? Let's use AI. Why? Well, we want to do things cheaper. Okay, again, how is this making a more loyal customers for us? How is this making our customers evangelists for us? The reality is what you're getting today is a backlash from our approach to using AI. If you take a more mindful approach and start with the idea of building better customer experience through AI and giving people the option of the path they want to take, I think that's ultimately what's going to create better experiences for everybody in 2026 and really help, companies that follow those best practices, I think, are going to be able to really differentiate themselves as opposed to ones that are taking that top down, sometimes C-suite led, we need to reduce X% of our workforce through AI.